I'm Miss Nicole. Welcome back. It is April, and this month we are making a knit your own beanie for those colder days in April. So for this month's project, we are going to need the following things. We're going to need one skein of yarn, one set of knitting needles, one sewing needle or knitting needle, depending on whichever you prefer, and the instructions. All of this will be included in your kit. So for this pattern, we're going to start off with our favorite slip knot. So I'm just going to fold this over like I'm tying my shoe and put this end through and make a slip knot like so. And pull this a little tighter. I'm going to take my knitting needle and pull it through and then tighten that up, and then we're ready to go. So for this pattern, we are going to start with a simple slip knot, which is our standard here. So I'm going to fold this over like I'm going to tie my shoelace to make a loop. Take this, put it through, and make a new loop. I'm going to take my needle and stick it through the loop and pull it tight. We've got the start of our slip knot. So for this pattern, we are going to cast on a bunch of stitches. So it depends on how big you are trying to make the hat. So you just have to measure and see how many stitches you want. So for my head, I did about 36 stitches across. So I'm going to cast on about 36 stitches like so. So I'm going to take this, make our lovely triangle that we like so much, fold down and make a loop, and then come around and make a second loop, and then come through our first loop and tighten up. And that is our second stitch for casting on. So for this pattern, we are going to cast on about 36 stitches, or however many you need to make the hat the size that you want. So for those of you who need a reminder, we are going to cast on. So I'm going to make this triangle that we're so familiar with now. Fold it over, bring the needle up and through, and then bring it around the other finger, and one more time dip the needle down through that first loop and then pull it tight. You're going to do this as many times as you need to make the hat the size that you want. So for this pattern, we are going to knit every single row. So this is very easy. So we're just going to do the same stitch over and over again until basically our hat is the size that we want. So for this one, we're going to start by putting our needle through but behind. You're going to take the yarn that's attached to the skein, wrap it around, and then bring it forward. And then pull off your new stitch. We're just going to do that all the way across, and then once you've completed that row, you're just going to keep doing that until your hat is big enough to fit your head. So for this pattern, we are going to be knitting all the way across. This pattern only uses the knit stitch. So in order to do that, we're going to take our right needle, put it in through the stitch through the back, take our yarn that's attached to the skein, wrap it around, and then pull it through the back, and then pull it off. So we're going to be doing that the whole way across, knitting all the way across. So once you're done with that, you just start over and make the hat as big as you want, just by knitting all the way across, back and forth and back and forth. So you're going to knit all the way across, and you're going to make it as big as you want, for just as big as you think you need for your head or for whoever you're making your beanie for. And at the end, you just take your piece of knitting, sew up the sides, and then take your needle and sew a little bit inside to pull the edges down a little bit. And then you have your hat. And keep you warm on those crazy cold days in the spring now, because we don't know what the weather's doing anymore. So thank you so much everybody for watching. This is our April tutorial. I'm Miss Nicole. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. But please, if you like it, please give us a thumbs up and like our YouTube page. See you guys next month.